Children or your wards look at you, what are they thinking? Do you know? Do you have any idea? If they were to describe you as a parent, as a guardian, as an uncle or an aunt, an elder brother, an elder sister to their friends, what do you think they would say? So another angle to keeping our children busy during the holidays. Yesterday, we're able to bring to the fore that besides teaching them life skills and upskilling them, is also timely for us to let our children know how to manage themselves in the home so that they can manage themselves outside the home. Welcome to Weekend Deal. We're talking again about our children, and we agreed here on Weekend Deal that training a child is a collective responsibility of the entire village, and the village here is Nigeria. My name is Thelma Obaze. It's Weekend Deal. Welcome. Patience, how are you doing today?
I'm
looking
oh goodness, allow me to talk because you're looking amazing. You're looking amazing.
I love what you're wearing
Oh,
today.
thank you, darling. Thank you. Okay, just to add a little to what you've said, honestly, the holiday period is as important as the academic period.
Many
Thank you
thanks,
so
Ifoma,
much, Ifoma.
for great
Thank you.
information this morning, locally and internationally. Patience, we continue now. And it's those hands again. Hello, Nigeria. Hello, world. Right and left hand together. Namaste,
Namaste.
staff. Welcome, Dr. Dip.
Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk. Namaste. Hello to everyone. I am Diptiranjan Mohanty, a trained yoga teacher from High Commission of India, Abuja, CGTNAC. Now we will perform Sasankasana. Sasanka means rabbit. So Sasankasana means rabbit posture. Those who are suffering from slip disc, severe back pain, hernia, sciatica, they should avoid this posture. Now breathe in, raise your both arms above your head. Both arms parallel to each other. Now breathe out, bend forward. Bend from your hip, bring your both palms, forehead on the floor. Compress your chest, abdomen above your thighs. Hold this posture up to 5 seconds. Now breathe in, raise your both arms, head, trunk up. Breathe out, bend forward. Bend from your hip. Bring your both hands, forehead, touch to the floor. Breathe in, raise your both arms, head, trunk, come up. Now we'll do the variation. The variation, separate your both knees. Both hands, both palms on the floor. Now breathe out, bend forward, slide your both palms in front of your body. Touch your chin and chest on the floor. Look front. Hold this posture. Normal breathing. Breathe in, slowly come up. Once more, breathe out, come forward, slide your both palms, touch your chest and chin on the floor. Breathe in, raise your trunk up. Now, join your both knee, come to Vajrasana, both hands on your knees. Sasankasana, rabbit pose. This asana stretches and strengthens the back muscles and separates the individual vertebra from each other, releasing pressures on the discs. This posture encourages the discs to resume their correct position. It also regulates the functioning of the adrenal glands. It tones the pelvic muscles and the sciatica nerves and is beneficial for both the male and female reproductive organs. Thank you for joining the yoga session. See you next time. Namaste. Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Deep. If you're just joining us, it is Weekend Deal, your favorite weekend show. Our focus this weekend is on engaging the children during the holiday. We'll go on the first break. When we come back, show proper. We'll begin. Don't go away.
It's Weekend Deal, that effervescent breakfast show that brightens your screen every weekend of the year, Saturday and Sunday. We bring topical issues that can better us as a nation and as a people. And today is no different. It's about our children, our leaders of tomorrow. And we all agree that the future is now. So in every home in Nigeria, we have our future. We have our leaders. We have an organization. We have a country in our homes. How are we preparing them for the challenges ahead? How are we situating them to succeed and transform our country and take us to an international level? Weekend Deal will not rest until you buy into our topic today. And the best way to show us that you care about not just your children, but about the nation, is to be a part of our show. Our number will be on the screen very shortly. Send in your messages. What are you keeping your children busy with? What values have you taught them? How are they interpreting your style of living, your work ethic, your brand, or what you have brought them up to respect and to value? Just like our great country, Nigeria. Well, as we often do, our background feature will set the tone for our conversation, and then we begin to get your messages so that we know that you are in with this vibe. Our background feature now.
We will be having 25.06.
25 point what?
06.
In a dynamic society where children go to school round the clock, they look forward to holidays to have time to practice what they enjoy doing in different fields that bring out the best in them. However, discipline and physical fitness are crucial for children's overall development.
During the school period, they are well engaged, both at school and at home. At home with house chores and homework and all that. In the school, they are well engaged from the time they get into the school to the time they dismiss. But during the holidays, of course, these activities is relaxed. And so it is important to maintain a routine and structure, a habit that will also get them engaged and reduce the extent of indiscipline of free time or maybe sedentary life, sleeping, oversleeping, and doing things that are counterproductive to good behavior.
Parents take advantage of the holiday season to enroll their children or worse in classes of their interest to foster unity and bond with each other.
If we take the advantage, especially creative children, our children are very creative. And if you are able to observe this kind of child, maybe he's interested in arts, you enroll him in a creative art, maybe painting, sculpture, whatever it is. You are helping the child to develop his mental ability. even in the cognitive domain of education, if your child is creative and is allowed hands-on, anything he likes, it helps him to develop his mental abilities and critical reasoning and thinking.
In maintaining a sustainable environment for the future, some organizations involve children in different activities, including tree planting and recycling, to build their capacity and understanding on the effect and impact of climate change.
You allow them to bring their own idea. I mean, they go, this issue of recycling, they pick the things, they put them together, using it to produce one thing or the other. Because by the time they use it to arrange some things, they look at it, they are very happy. Get involved in environmental protection. And by so doing, you are bringing these children closer to this goal of all nations. And they are doing it to know that the trees can be for food, it can be for aesthetic, it can be wind breaking, it can be to reduce the extent of flood, it can be to encourage fresh air and all the what. And they know the benefit of planting trees to have a good air to breathe.
How do we see children who volunteer in different activities within the school and community?
You see children offering to help you in the school library, maybe to set up the books or to set up the furniture and all that. They see it as fun, helping the school to ensure that the place is organized. It is something to be encouraged when they volunteer to do this. I mean, they want to do more, and when they grow with it, I mean, they become patriotic, they become zealous of serving and helping the community where they find themselves.
Every happy memory created in children is another treasure of a lifetime. Our focus on Weekend Deal today will be on keeping children occupied during holidays.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. It's Weekend Deal, and it's all about engaging the children for the holiday. We'll be joining. We'll be going to NTA Uyo right now, and like I always say, hello Uyo parents, hello Uyo guardian. How are you engaging other children? NTA Uyo will tell us. Stay with us.
The instrumental version of the national anthem, performed by Gatswill, a senior secondary school student who has decided to maximize the holiday period in developing his musical skills.
Due to the finishing of my third term in SS2, so I decided to come for a piano lesson. Not long I started on Tuesday. I'm just progressing.
His passion is equally shared by these children, who in just 5 days of training are already expressing their skills.
Instead of staying at home or maybe continuing with their normal, usual lessons, we thought of bringing in a skill that a child could learn. At the end of the day, he or she may be able to maybe continue with that skills in the future.
When I know that they are not interested in what I'm teaching, I introduce them, give them tasks, and make it a bit fun.
Another activity that is common during vacation is holiday lessons, where children are taught and prepared ahead of the next academic session.
We are here because of this holiday school to impact knowledge to these children that we've seen.
By coming here, I've been able to do more of maths now.
I prefer coming out for the summer lesson.
Holidays for most children is simply a period to unwind and play, while others hawk different items, thereby contributing to the family income. Creative and artistic skills such as dance and choreography are also acquired during this period. Technology is no doubt a catalyst for development. It is therefore not surprising that during summer holidays, most children engage in learning coding and scratching and also explore new frontiers of the digital world.
One thing that is really interests me in coding is that it helps to drive us around the world, helps us produce money, it helps us about a lot of things. That's why I really introduced in coding.
I learned how to code the scratch, and it is necessary for others to come and also learn that too.
During vacation, children attend special mentorship classes on self-worth, discipline, and entrepreneurship, where they are prepared to embrace all facets of life.
Ingredients we use in making buns. Baking powder, vanilla flavor.
Summer vacation is a good period for children to unwind with whatever they appreciate. Ensure that they engage only in positive things.
Oh, very interesting contribution there from NTA Uyo. It was exciting to get your take on what we're talking about today, about our children. We own collectively all the children of Nigerian descent anywhere they are in the world, and we take pride in their successes. And it is with great pride, joy, and excitement we introduce a dynamo, very young, very enterprising, and the instrument that he has mastered is going to thoroughly excite you and get you sending your messages in with your various exciting and inspiring experiences with your children and all the children that you know. Now let's make welcome a young dynamic person, very good in academics as well. In fact, that's how I got this instrument he has mastered. His name is Master Enoch Aldam Mafo. Let's see his profile.
Master Enoch, we are proud of you and welcome to Weekend Deal. Thank you. Oh,
it's great to have you with us.
Like Thelma, like
the
training.
Young
Thank you, ma.
Yes, well trained.
Well trained.
Well mannered too.
Oh, well mannered.
Nice to have you with us.
Okay, so Master Enoch did not come here alone. He came here with his dad, who has supported him, trained him, made sure that he is who God has made him to be. And I'm talking of no other but his father, Mr. Mafo Odam.
fact, we're among royalty. You know, like we always say.
Yeah.
When we see proteges and mentees such as this, we know that, yes, something great has been birthed in our studios today. We say, welcome, Daddy.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Daddy. No doubt you are doing well.
Wow.
Because for someone to master an instrument in a year, it tells us without asking that it comes from a stable background.
Wow.
That he has parents who are keenly monitoring his progress. And that he has, perhaps, if he's so blessed, siblings too, who are setting exciting and inspiring antecedents. So welcome you.
Thank you very
He's
much.
our star today. But all because of the work that Daddy and Mommy and his siblings are putting in. So we say, well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
good one. Our focus, let me start with Daddy because patients can't wait to eat into young Enoch. Let me talk with you, Daddy. What we see here now is a young man who's already inspiring millions of Nigerians. What is happening here today? Did you foresee this?
The truth is that we just try to monitor and see what he's interested in. And we found out that he was really interested in it. And what we just try to do is to find that which is in him and to bring out the potentials in him. That's what we
So
did.
tell us in layman's terms now. Now give us the specifics. You told us about the flute.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. He started with the
bought him a
flute.
flute just like that? Or
Yes,
you saw he was interested in it?
it was in school. Okay, they needed it for their music class. And I said, okay, since that's what the teacher wants to start with, go ahead. And we got him a flute. And over time, we found out that he could maneuver it by himself without even the teacher being there. And so we said, wow, that's really encouraging. And we kept on encouraging him. And over time, we said, okay, maybe we need a lesson teacher. And we got him a lesson teacher. Actually, it's the three of them that actually play the flute and the sax too.
Your two girls as well?
Yes. But
he's the master.
You know the voice.
Coming from the rail.
You know how Honorable Ojochenemi Osikoya said yesterday that each time you want to nurture a child's talent, you must intentionally invest in it.
Yeah.
That's what I say in this situation. Yes, you must invest in it. You discover he liked it from the flute. Here we are. Lesson teacher that you paid for.
Yeah.
It's good for people to hear it out there that you must invest in an interest, in a gift, in a talent that your child has. That's what you're saying, and that's why this young man here is sitting on the weekend in studio. It's a big deal. Okay, so Master Enoch, what's been the experience for you? How did it start? I mean, how did you start playing this? Tell us about it.
It started last year, August.
It was last year.
When it started, I said I like saxophone. So in school, I started playing flute. So it got to a time that I started learning it by myself. Then I told my parents that I want to learn saxophone. Then they called.
Why did you pick the saxophone?
Why?
Because it looks complex and I said,
man! We have
to do the work. Because we have to study and learn and master it.
People run away from difficult things. What is complex? This young man said, this thing is complex. I'ma go to it.
Yes.
Okay, that's
my
another level.
interest. Okay.
I like that. So when you started learning, did you find it easy?
When I started doing it, I was blowing the flute, I liked it. But when it came to the saxophone, to blow it at first was a problem.
You needed energy, right? You needed to have energy to and all that.
Yes. But at the end, I was able to. I kept practicing and I'm able to.
Did you practice with your teacher or you practice alone?
I practice with my teacher and I practice alone.
What of your sisters?
I also practice with everybody.
With them?
Mommy, if you're watching, your sun is shining. Yeah.
Whoa. So now have you got to a stage where you now perform for people? Or you're still just playing in the house and with your siblings?
Just playing in my house.
Okay, let's
But today you want to play for Nigeria, right? And the world.
Exactly.
Because the whole world watches Weekend Deal.
Yeah.
You have something ready? Do you think you can start now? Or do we take some more features and then come back?
Anyone.
You want to start now? Director, are we ready? Production crew, are we ready? Because young Enoch has mastered the sax and he wants to thrill the world with it.
Exactly.
Okay, so Enoch.
Oh my goodness. What happened? Let's go sit down, young. I mean,
you can sit, Enoch.
Sit.
The world is a buzz now. No. I love the way you brought our anthem. See the way you started. We didn't have to even nudge him to say.
Yes.
So you're also a patriot, even at 9. That's the best way to make us love you even more. Can we love you more than this already? Daddy, join us in this applause.
The new national anthem that people are struggling with. What do you think generally now? We are going outside our Enoch now. What do you think about when the holidays are coming?
Now, when holidays are coming, one of the things we think of as parents is how do we balance the two of them resting from academic work and also engaging them, because the idle man
the devil's
workshop. So what we try to do is, okay, as much as we know that you've gone through the rigor of school academics work, okay, we'll give you that aspect where you need to rest a while, just relax, and then not too much, because if you give them that space.
So rest a while is like a week?
yeah, for like a week or two.
Yes.
A week or two.
Sleep how you want.
We'll go out, we could just
have family time
together. Then after that, then we could also now say, okay, can you start your lessons, academic lessons too, just not fully,
but
just the small, then your instruments again, because one thing is that when they practice very well, then they become masters of such. So what we try to do is to make sure that they have this time to do the academics, then go in for their music classes too. Then if there is other times they could play chess, they could play
yes, we see that he plays many games too. Chess and Monopoly.
Yes, Monopoly and chess. They are all coming up with it just to keep them busy and make them focus. Because the truth is that if they are not focused, if you don't set goals for them, make them understand that there are goals that you need to try to achieve, then they will just do anything anyhow. He helps in the kitchen to cook. He helps the mom, the aunties.
What's your favorite meal? Okay, chips and Janicia would definitely like you.
All of them. When potato became expensive, I was crying more because children. No, I mean, my drama. The truth of the matter is that all children love potato and chips. Now, I'm happy how you said there's time. We should give children time to be children, because oftentimes we hear stars, people have made it, and they have issues, and then when they interview them, you hear them say things like, "My childhood was taken away from me.
Yes.
I never enjoyed my childhood. I did not play when I was supposed to play." And so these men and women are full adults, and something is missing.
Yeah.
So it is so important as parents for us to allow children to be children. Yeah. We guide them, but let's not take away their childhood just because we want them to be successful, because what they are missing today might affect them tomorrow. Having said that, let's touch base in Oshogbo and see how the parents are keeping the children busy. Hello, Oshogbo parents and guardian. Tell us.
Holiday is a period when students or pupils or children should stay at home, enjoy, relax, take some time away from anything that has to do with studies.
In Osun State, Nigeria, the longest holiday is the third term holiday, spanning for a period of 2 months from July to September. Hence, the need to engage the children to avoid crime and criminality in the society. However, while some children find the holiday period fun exciting, and thrilling, depending on the activities. Some find it boring, and this is based on the kind of environment their parent creates for them.
The school organized these holiday lesson classes so as to prepare SS3 students for the upcoming WAEC for private candidates, also known as the GC. Since the exam was designed more for those who had completed the 3-year course and not for students in SS2, it's necessary for us to come to school for extra coaching so that we'll be able to complete the syllabus and do the exams properly. Furthermore, the school has ensured that it will not be too much of a burden on our parents to send us to school, since the lessons are only from Monday to Wednesday. So that will significantly reduce the cost of transportation. And then having Thursday and Fridays free means that we can also rest and learn any skills if that is our wish.
I am coming for school lessons because I need to acquire more knowledge and I don't want to waste my time on the streets because I don't want to forget things that I've learned during the school time, and because I don't want to be influenced by bad people during this examination, during this holiday period.
To work on a farm so as to assist my parents to cater for my needs and to pay my school fees. And this holiday is the best time to assist them so as to gather the money to pay for my private examination, WAEC examination next few months.
For some parents, they use the holiday to engage their children in another series of academic activities, registering them for coaching and extracurricular activities. While this may not be entirely bad, some parents engage them in economic activities.
As a parent, we need to make sure that we monitor them at this period, not engaging them to be watching any kind of movie, anyhow that may deter their memories and their brains.
To me, I cannot allow my children to go for holiday coaching. Instead of that, they can stay at home, relax, do the house chores, assist me in different type of home assignments.
To some teachers, the holiday period, though is designed for students to rest, but could be used to further enhance their intellectual capability and curtail them from being unproductive.
5 and 7 will be what? 7 units. If they gave us 68, 6 will be what? 6 tests. And 8 will be what? 8 units.
During this holiday, we discovered that majority of the students, they will just be at home doing nothing. So in order to engage them meaningfully, so that's why we are doing that. Then on the part of the parents, at times, majority of the parents, they will go to work. So they see it as an avenue to keep their children till they come back from work.
Many parents are in their offices now. So it is an opportunity for them. At least I have somewhere to keep my children. Let them come here, let them study a bit. By the time they come back from lesson, I will also be at home. And then we'll bond together for the little period, the remaining hours of the day.
It has been observed that holidays should not be seen and used negatively, but should be a period to mold the student to face future challenges.
Amazing. It's always very interesting to touch base nationwide and see how parents, teachers, guardians, counselors, everyone, the entire community is enriching the lives of all our children. Well done. And our last guest has joined us. Not our last guest, another guest has joined us. And it's so pleasing to learn that she's the mother of a graduate. Oh, amazing. Let me say congrats before you even get to meet her. Well, she's a psychologist. She's been here before several times. I'm talking about Ms. Oluwatoyin Ogunkomi. Her profile is now.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to you. Welcome to Weekend Deal.
Thank you so much.
Thelma just told us the amazing thing. Okay, so we're talking about children and holidays. And before you came in, the conversation was that parents being able to balance the children's activity during the holiday. Because like I said, a whole lot of people will say, not a whole lot, some successful people. We heard the great Michael Jackson say, my childhood was taken away from me. I was not allowed to be a child. I have a cousin whose child is saying the same thing. The child is a doctor in the US. And when you have conversations with her, she'll say, Mommy did not allow me to be a child. And I miss, when I see children playing, I feel like I should be a child again to play because I never played. I read all through. So how do parents balance this thing so that children will still have their childhood, be children yet be successful?
Thank you so much.
let me say congratulations to our young man here. Well done, well done, Daddy, for raising such a great child. So when it comes to raising children is not just about the academic aspect or the intellectual aspect of the child. To raise a child, you need to raise a well-balanced child. When it comes to a child that is cognitively has cognitive ability, social abilities, interpersonal abilities, that's emotional and is emotionally balanced, and also when it comes to spiritual aspects. So raising children involves a total holistic approach. So when we raise children, we should look at the academics, the development as a child, the physical development as a child, their spiritual development, and their interpersonal or social development in terms of the relationship with other people. And this will raise a total child. And for parents who are raising children now, let's not just focus on the academics or let's not just focus on their talent. The child is much more than that. And children who didn't grow up interacting with other children, they end up having certain mental health issues when they grow up. And that's where some of them they grow up, they have imposter syndrome, they feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, or some of them might actually
some
have
level of insecurity.
So some don't even have secure attachment with their parents because their parents were not there emotionally for them. So all the parents did was just to provide fiscally and financially and to push them
to school
success.
or other areas.
And by the time these children now grow older, to even have better connection with other human beings become very difficult. And like the late star that you spoke about, we could see that when he was older, he was playing with small children.
Yes.
He was always having things.
And acting childlike.
Even his house, he had a lot of children.
Peter Patter, all those things.
Because there was something missing while he was growing up. So when we're raising children, it's all about raising a total child, not just a child that is academically intelligent or academically sound, or a child that is talented and that's all we focus on. No, let's allow children to be children. And that's one of the things I love about the holidays.
Yes.
For parents who are deliberate, for parents who are smart, this is the period to find out your children's skills, equip them, allow them to try different activities. And when they try all these different activities, we even know, oh, okay, the child is good in this, the child is good in that. Okay, let's nurture that, let's nurture this. But if we focus just on academics or focus just on one talent, the child ends up not being fulfilled. Because you see, even adults, we still have adults who are still trying to find themselves
because of these gaps.
Yes.
And we also heard from our guest here, you know, his father, he talked about family time. How important is family time? There's education, there's skills, there's going online, there's ICT. They have to be upwardly mobile in their thinking and in their practical methods. What about the role of the family as a unit? Remove all those things, family spending time together.
We cannot even take that away from one's life because it's in the process of spending time with your family that you would learn social skills. So one of the things I tell parents I coach is that the home is like a testing ground for your child. The home is like the ground for you to nurture all these talents in your children.
That's what you said, the foundation.
And that is the foundation. So family is actually the foundation of any society. Family is the foundation of anything that is going to be successful, anyone that's going to be successful. So when it comes to family time, parents need to spend quality time with their children. Parents need to be emotionally and physically available for their children. Not just that, it's in your interaction with them that you're able to impact into them. Something happened in my home recently. 2 weekends ago, last weekend, I sent my daughter to the market with her brothers.
How old is she?
She turned 14 this week that just passed. So I sent her to the market with her immediate older brother, then the bigger brother drove them. And my husband was like, is she going to know it? I said, of course she knows. She goes to the market with me every time. So she knows the stalls I buy things from. So
informally, you've been training her.
And she went directly to all the people I used to go to in the market.
Nice.
And she said, Mommy, when they tell me 1,000, I said, that's so expensive.
She's also learned how to bargain.
She's learning for the best.
And that is just modeling. So she had seen me doing it. And she was able, she had confidence and she went about to do it. So when I asked her, so where did you buy the miniature? Oh, from that man. So I asked her, okay, describe the place. And she described all the places. So children need us to be physically and emotionally with them so that they can learn. Not by what
they are first teachers.
Yes.
You know, a little bit about them. We are the first role models
model
that they
for
meet.
our kids. Okay, hold your horses.
Well done.
This is getting really
well done, mommy.
Well done. I remember I was speaking with the producer of today's show, Tijani. I would say when we were young, society is evolving. All we did was play outside. I'm sure some people rode tires. Some people did this is what we used to do. 1, 2, siwe. Some people were doing koso. Remember koso? If they hit your hand, and then you play till evening. Your mom is calling, Eloy, it's evening, come home. And we came. We turned out well. But society is evolving. We must do what now requires. We'll go on the break. Think about your childhood. Send us these messages, and let's get the show heated up.
Interesting dynamics we're getting from our conversation, and since Mrs. Ogunkomi waded in, we're also getting the psychologist's perspective, and it's integral because we want to keep the family unit even as much as we want our children to evolve and excel. Let's touch base with Kefi. They've been itching to step into the conversation. NTA Kefi, please share what you have.
Children get excited over the announcement of a holiday after spending months focusing on academic activities.
A sound. A. B sound. Ooh. Write a letter to a friend in another state, telling him or her how you spend your holiday.
The summer holiday is the longest in the school calendar, which runs for 6 weeks. Some people ask, why 6 weeks?
Long vacation has an advantage of preparation of the new year. That is the time when the government will prepare a curriculum for the new class. That's when primary school kids will move to secondary school. Long vacation is giving the opportunity of this grouping to prepare for the new session.
Managing children during the long vacation can be challenging or rewarding, depending on one's perception. Some parents and well-meaning Nigerians explain measures they've taken in a bid to maximize the long vacation.
This holiday, 1 month plus, children at home, the noise is too much at home, do this or not do it, and carry their book, they will not carry their books, and then parents prefer them to push them to the summer lesson.
My children usually help us at a time like this with farming activities like animal rearing and even domestic chores. And also we have a little farm which we cultivate. We have a farm we cultivate, they help in planting and also weeding of the farm.
Why coming to a street where there are a lot of children, I decided to not keep the talent to me alone, but bring it outside so that I can help those other growing talents.
We should try and engage our children to acquire skills, to acquire computer knowledge, so that at the end of the day, even if they could not be able to secure a job from government, they can be self-reliant.
The extended holiday provides opportunities for children to acquire vocational, artisanal, or trading skills which can enhance their creativity and potentially become a side business or even influence their future career choices.
I want to spend my summer holiday by going for automobile training.
I prefer fashion designing because I want to help my parents so that I help myself when I want to sew my clothes. It's most that I must go out and they'll pay for the clothes that I want to sew.
I'm happy because as we're on break now, I can have the time for skating because I don't have anything doing.
Now I'm on break and I'm back. I enjoy doing it, sure, 100%.
Although managing children during the holiday can be tough, with proper planning and preparation, it can be a fun and enjoyable time for all.
I'm loving those dance steps. I mean, if your child is interested in dancing and music, by all means, let them express themselves. Let them have fun, yet still have their focus on. So, our psychologists have said so much, but let's allow our daddy speak. They're still here. Daddy, I mean, let's just wade into what she said. Creating this balance where a child is still a child, creating this balance where a child does not lose focus and is able to make attachment, emotional attachment to people around him, social attachment to people around him. How are you managing that with your children? Talk from a practical place.
Okay, for me, or for us as a home, we actually have a time where we go out and for cycling. Sometimes we also go out to the parks where these children will have time to talk with you. They tell you what they like, or sometimes you can engage them. How did it happen in school? What are the things you think we could improve on? Like a family talk. And there you begin to see, Daddy, sometimes you talk so hard on us, and then you don't calm down. There's this part that you just okay. So like what that exactly? And when they tend to talk to you, now you have a better way of talking back to them, and so your feedback will be better when that is done. So there's this trying to.
So the environment also helps.
Yes,
you
yes.
Move from the home, yes. So you soften the setting.
Yes. So that really helps. It really helps. And one thing we try to make them understand is sometimes we put pressure on the children, whether we like it or not. We do because we want some things that, because of what we've seen outside, we don't want those things to happen to them. So we hit them with pressure. You're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. But he's doing something that you should say, you're doing well. Well done. So we should compliment that part of it. We shouldn't be on the other side.
Just hit them hard. Let us strike a balance.
Yes, we should strike a balance.
You know, when you say this, I remember something I read where a child came home with a very bad result. And the mother said, no problem. It's bad, go and eat. And the child was eating. And the mother said, look at the way you are eating. If only the way you study the way you are eating. The food just turned tasteless in the child's mind.
Look
at the way you are eating. If only you can study the way you are eating.
You're eating. You're talking first in the class. But let me talk to Ms. Ogunkomi, because I know that at home you have to strike a balance. Your family knows you are a psychologist, but you have to be a wife. You have to sometimes leave psychology at the door or the gate. Step into the home and bring nurturing and nourishment as a wife and as a child. Let me even dovetail into what Patience just said. I was thinking earlier, I'm like, sometimes you've done all you know to do because you are coming from two very important critical areas. A mother, a wife, a psychologist. Not everybody is so equipped. And you do all you know to do, and your expectations with your child or children are not met. But from what we hear, sometimes you withhold some things, you know. They will eat, of course, but all the other goodies that were surrounding the other things, perhaps you withhold a few. But we've known that that may not always be the best route to take. Tell us about that. Like Patience's friend, the Patience's story. Eat, go and eat. But you're eating.
Okay, so when it comes to when you're setting expectations for your children, it's very important you know their abilities and their capabilities. You know, as parents, there are times that we try to force our own failed expectations on our children.
True.
Maybe you wanted to become a doctor and you couldn't become a doctor. You now want that child to become a doctor. And that child is not actually wired out to be a doctor. Maybe the child's abilities is more in the arts, maybe as a journalist like you guys know. But you want the child to be a doctor and the child is failing or dropping the ball. And this can actually be heartbreaking for those parents who have put all the energy into ensuring the child meets certain expectations. So first of all, it's important that you know the child you are raising. Is this child capable of meeting these expectations? Yes or no? If the child is capable of meeting these expectations, what are the tools you need to put to ensure the child meets the expectations? Because as parents, at times we just want them to, oh yeah, go and
keep going.
But we don't equip them. We don't provide an enabling environment for the child to achieve those things. Now, you've realized that the child does not have the ability to meet those expectations. What can you do? And that's why I said it's very important that you know the child you're raising. Equip the child with the necessary tools and resources the child would need to meet those expectations. Now the child is deliberately not meeting those expectations, either because of play, TV time, gadgets and all that. This is where parents can now withhold privileges, but don't withhold your love.
Oh, that's nice.
So you can withhold privileges, but don't withdraw your love. Withdraw your love or withhold your love from them.
Do you feel pressure at any time? I mean, look at you on national TV. Do you feel pressure at any time in academics to do the best you can do? Because pressure is actually natural somehow. Yeah.
They don't usually put me on pressure. They tell me, they assist me. Like when I'm not getting something, example, they give us a class work and it's over 10. If I get 1, they'll tell me that it's okay. The reason why I got 1 is because I didn't understand it. Because if I understood it, I would have gotten a higher mark. So they'll teach me, and when I understand it, they'll be happy.
They say, well done.
Well done.
But what would you like to be? You're already doing an amazing job on the saxophone. Looking at your future, you know, you see daddy now, and mommy too is also there. And everybody here is a mother, is a parent. You're going to be a parent someday. What would you like to do besides the saxophone?
When you grow up, what
would you like to do?
Career-wise?
I want to be a neurosurgeon.
Oh! This studio is on fire. Nothing is happening here. Give me 5.
I thank you. Enoch's the man.
Enoch, you are the man. There's nothing wrong with you.
In fact, people are calling. Please, we don't take phone calls. Send your messages in via WhatsApp or SMS. We'll read them as many as we can. We have delayed them for a while because we wanted you to get the real hard bit of our convo today. We really thank Mr. Ogunkomi and Mr. Mafo. You are enriching our conversation, giving us several dynamic areas that we can channel our thoughts towards. Someone is saying here that long vacation is good because it enables the children and also for the parents to prepare them for the next term, both financially and academically.
Oh,
then tell your colleagues and your classmates to what you're doing as it's making you a well-rounded individual.
Okay. All right. So, running off, I'll come to you now. Okay, I like telling experiences and stories of people. A girl told somebody she's in a boarding school. She went to another person to tell the person about some experiences that she has had, abuse and all. And she comes from a strong Christian family. And when the woman asked her, but your mother and father are Christians and all, she said the only time we talk is during devotions. And during devotions, you read the Bible and you explain.
Wow.
There's no room for personal talk. Please speak to that. We have some very religious families. Their children are going through stuff. They don't know because the mother is in church 24/7, the father is pastoring, and they don't even know things are happening.
Yeah, I know. And so this is one of the reasons why we have teenagers or young adults leaving their faith, because their parents have not demonstrated what they're preaching on pulpit in the home. And it's unfortunate that the home is the first ministry.
Yes.
So as parents, your home is the first ministry, because you're going to give account of the children God has given to you when you go out there. And for parents, it's important that you are able to build a connection with your children so that they can speak with you. It's not all about the Bible, it's not all about the Quran, it's about the relationship you build with your children. That's when you'll be able to impact, and that's when you'll be able to influence them into knowing your religion or knowing your God. Because the God they can't see, it will be difficult for them to serve that God. But you are the God they can see.
Yes.
So if you are the God they can see, you're not interacting with them, you're not showing them love, you're not communicating with them, how do you want them to speak to a God they can't see.
They can't see.
How do you
So
want them
still
to?
you being a role model. In everything we do, we ought to strike a balance, right? But before we wind up our conversation, I'm told that we need to wrap it up at this time. Let me quickly ask you, Mr. Mafo. You know, we all now know the right things to do with our children. Thankfully, Mr. Bunkomi has waded in, patient has shared their experiences. We've heard from young Enoch, we've heard from you. You know, we also have personal stories we can testify with. There are other children there who are, like she has also said, who are not being mentored, even from the home, from the school. There's a discordant tune in their lives. And if we don't shape them in quickly, we may lose them. They will now become the menace in our society. Like we already have some out there on our streets. But we are training children who will be good. Some people have dropped the ball. We always say that training a child is a community experience.
Yes,
How can more parents key into that? That child, those children who are not getting that adequate mentoring, you know, and education, enlightenment from home, can we show interest in them? What is the healthy way we can even show interest in them, for example?
The first thing is that we shouldn't condemn them. We should try as much as possible to love them. We have to show that love, that if there's something I can do to help this person, let me do it. Now, we need to take it that it's our responsibility, despite the fact that we know that, oh, that's not my child. Biological child. There are times that we could correct them. People always react positively.
Thank you so much, so much, Daddy Enoch. Let me just call it Daddy Enoch as we're ending. Let them know. Thank you so much, and
thank you very much, very much.
I
would have loved
for
Enoch
somebody.
to sing us out.
Hey, Mommy
and
Angela.
Enoch sacks us out.
Yes, thank you so much. No, I think they are leaving us now. Yes. We're wrapping up this conversation and we're going on a break.
It would have taken us 1 minute.
Okay.
Just 1 minute. The soft tune. And
do you have anything ready to just take us to a break? You have something ready?
Oh,
Doctor,
thank you
go
so
on.
Much. Thank you, thank you, Anna.
Doctor, carry on.
Dr. Enoch.
Yes, Dr. Enoch. Enoch will take us to a break. Okay, let's do this.
Enoch.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for everything you have done. Thank you so much. Be intentional about the holiday. Goodbye and God bless you.
They say train your children the way they should go. When they grow up, they will not
never depart from it. We love you.
God
Goodbye.
bless Nigeria. Bye-bye.
Bye.